Hello, welcome to this week's episode of GunWriterTV. I'm Mike Young, along with my co-host, Lee Williams. Good to see you. We got the man in studio today, Mike Magowan. How's it going? Good to see you. Good to finally have you in here.
Honored to be here. Thank you very much.
It's our honor.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Veritas.
Veritas Training Academy. We started it in 2008 just to train women. That's all we wanted to do. Get away from them being treated like second-class citizens in the gun world.
Amen.
You know, get them out there, teach them real stuff, not stuff like this is what would be good for a woman.
A revolver.
Yeah, get a revolver because
One of those lightweight ones.
Yeah.
357.
well, they're simple like them. So
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, and that's actually the statement right there that got us going. Me and my business partner Jesse Young.
Good dude.
Going on starting, you know, training just for women. So we started it just to do a class called Women with Weapons, and that was all we were going to do. All right? We got 2.5 months into it, and I started hearing this. Hey, I want to take that class my wife took. And I'm like, well, you can't. Why? Well, I'll give you two reasons. One, it's called Women with Weapons. Two, the further you get away from the toilet seat when you pee, the harder it is to train you. So,
Exactly.
you know,
And Veritas means what?
truth.
And how does that come into play?
Well, because I'm going to tell you the truth whether you want to hear it or not. You know, so I feel obligated to tell you if you did something right and obligated to tell you if you suck.
Now, you have a hardcore cadre of female shooters.
Yes, my apex.
And Apex, of course, the ultimate predator. Tell me about them.
I decided that I wanted to put a group together. Some of the women were going to places and guys were saying stupid things to them, stuff like that. So we decided we were going to do an advanced group. All right, so all we were going to do was just teach them advanced stuff. They were going to train hard. There's no whining. All right, it's a my way or the highway. Like I'm usually not like that in normal, but for that group, I wanted them. This is the way you're going to do it, and we're only going to do it this way. And we decided that the only way you're going to get into it is if you win the BAB award. All right,
Explain that.
it's a award we give out. Women with Weapons class, we give out the Badass Bitch Award. So the best motivated shooters in the class get invited into Apex.
They got the coolest shirt too. It says BAB on the sleeve, and on the back it says, "I'm not the victim you're looking for."
Yeah, so.
So they're fire breathers.
Yep, they're
Mediators.
it's awesome. Like we get out there, they'll train in mud, they'll train in rain. Like one of my women, she comes down here from Massachusetts, and you know we train for like 3-4 months. And last year I had to stop her because I was actually had to stand on the right side of her to block the rain because it was raining sideways. Right.
That's hardcore, man.
Well, I'm like, enough, all right, we're going inside. This is ridiculous, you know what I mean? Yeah. But they won't stop, you know, we go out there and we shoot, and they'll train and everything, and they're hardcore, and, you know, they don't whine about anything and give everything you got, and then we go inside and have a buffet, you know, they bring like finger sandwiches and stuff like that.
I've been there.
Yeah,
I've been there. I've seen the stuff they bring. I'm surprised he doesn't look like me. I'm not kidding you. I've been there.
It's awesome, you know, so.
I got to take a little detour here. One of your Apex women just recently had a real cool gun. Mike?
Yep.
Yeah, she won the breast cancer firearm that all the shops got together to build, and it was neat when the lady pulled the ticket.
It'd be Denise from
Denise
Pink
from In the Pink. Yeah, thanks.
In the Pink, yeah. Okay, Denise.
Just one ticket.
All right.
Here comes the winner. The winner is 264238. Deb Sullivan.
Deb Sullivan wins.
Sullivan wins. That is so awesome. She pulled the ticket, and she immediately showed me the number, and I flipped it over and it said Deb on it. I was like, oh, Deb won, because she's a shooter and she's gonna really love that gun.
And she'll run that
and
gun.
she wears pink every day.
Yep.
So that's what's perfect about that gun.
She's probably running that gun right now.
No, she hasn't picked it up yet. She's
Okay.
picking it up tomorrow. She's like,
To be running it tomorrow.
Yeah, she'll be running it tomorrow. More importantly, you raised a hell of a lot of money.
$2,700.
The gun community here really stepped up.
It was awesome.
That's
It was awesome.
So cool.
It was more than me, though. I mean, all the shops, even Mike donated magazines. I mean, everybody came together as a community, and that's what made it all better. You know.
Well, and that's so cool. I've never sat at a table with two better trainers. Let's talk about training. I've seen, and this has bugged me for a while, and our good friend Arden Tams raised the issue a week ago Sunday during his class. You got guys that'll take $1,500, spend $1,500 on an AR, throw another $1,000 optic on it, you know, $250 on some cool Kevlar or mag bras, get everything looking good, but they won't pay $150 for a training class. Why is that, Mike?
All right, here's the deal. The gun world, the gun world, the gun culture is dominated by us people who are testosterone poison and stand up when we pee. And the problem with us men is, if you give us a sentence worth of knowledge, we think we're friggin' encyclopedias.
Exactly.
Right, and you can't tell us anything. And we also think that thing we hold on to when we pee is a firearms instructor certificate, and it's not. Because I tell you, I got both, I can only hang one up on a wall, so, you know.
There's no good reason not. I don't care if it's a basic class, an advanced class, a running and gunning class, you're gonna learn something at every class.
Every class.
At any level.
Yep.
Always be training.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's
I mean, Mike even said how nice it was to actually take a class instead of having to teach one.
Oh. That's right.
And that's true. We don't really get to do that.
No.
We're always instructing. So it's awesome to be able to step out of that and just be a student, you know?
There is nothing worse, in my opinion, than someone who takes their concealed carry and stops and thinks they're a pistolier.
What about the gun show ones?
Yeah.
They shoot one round and this is a gun, this is dangerous, and okay, don't point at anybody. Let me show you how to fill out the paperwork.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
And that's inexcusable, and that's on us as part of being part of the gun community to tamp that shit down.
Yep.
Oops.
That'll be edited.
Yeah. Because if we don't, that'll be part of the government.
Yep.
And the government will pass something like that. And then next thing you know, we're like the Carolinas, where we have required training, required curriculum.
Yep.
And what do you look for? You guys, what would you look for in an instructor? What do you want to see before you're going to go in and take a class?
Well, first of all, I want to know what he's actually teaching in the class. You know, I want to see his resume. You know, I want to know that he's been through some sort of instructor class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that he was taught by someone, you know, how to teach, right? I want to see any reviews, you know, on him by people that have taken his classes, you know, things like that. And you know, they don't got to be, you know, a 27-page resume, because I know people that teach that really have no experience, like military, law enforcement,
paid trigger time,
right? That are great instructors to teach what they teach.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, it doesn't always have to be
Delta, DevGro.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I completely agree. I like to see openness. I like to see transparency in their credentials.
Yeah.
And
confidence.
Yeah.
I like to see confidence, because if somebody's doing something wrong and that instructor is not confident in what he's doing and he just lets that person do what's wrong.
Exactly.
What are you teaching?
Yeah.
You have to be confident. Yeah, you're reinforcing a bad habit, you know, and Mike has this funny thing about talking about the guy I've had guns my whole life, and he ends up cutting himself on the slide or holding the gun wrong or hurting himself or unfortunately hurting somebody else. And they have that mentality when they come into his class or one of my classes. We nip that in the bud, because you can always learn something. You know, you never are a know-it-all.
Yeah.
You can always be open to learn. And having an instructor that has that type of attitude like Mike has, that makes it a valued asset to our community.
Yeah.
Valued.
The truth.
Yeah.
If I do something wrong, I don't care who I am, I want you to point that out. That's what I'm paying you for.
Yep.
Now, what do you guys consider the difference between, let me put it this way, if I go to the square range and I got a box of bullets and I'm blowing holes in paper all by myself, am I training or am I practicing?
You're practicing.
Yeah.
You're practicing. It's you know, people have different, you know, meanings for practice and training. All right. Like my thing about the square range is, you know, you can build up your techniques on that. Like you can go through your reloads, you can go through your draws if you can shoot. You know, you get your trigger time, get, you know, your accuracy down, your marksmanship, stuff like that. But you know, you got to get out and you got to be able to move, because you're not going to stand still in a gunfight.
Nope.
You know, so
do that once.
Yeah. People will poke holes in you, so you got to be able to get off what Jaeger calls the X.
Yeah.
You know, you got to MOVE. What do they say? Motionless operators ventilate easily. Stand still in a gunfight, people will poke holes in you.
I think, and I'm going to go a step further, I don't think it's training unless I got one of you all there pointing out my bad and critiquing me. I think you need an instructor there to call it training.
Well, you always need another set of eyes, because it's like this. You know, my big thing is, like, if I go to a class, I want somebody to tell me what I'm doing wrong. You know what I mean? Recently, me and my son Nylan, we went up and we took a class up at SIG, you know, just for the fact of we were up there, and I said, let's go take a class, you know.
Hell yeah. By the academy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, great place to train. And I went to, you know, the instructor, I said, listen, I want you to be hard on me. So anything I'm doing, I want you to correct it. I don't care, nitpick me, whatever. He goes, well, first thing, why don't you have some fun? You're too serious. I'm like, all right, well, that's good, you know, so lighten up, I guess, you know what I mean?
Mike's attention to detail in his class is above par.
Legendary.
I mean, we were up at Bienville together, and I had my glasses up on my hat, and I was instructing, I wasn't shooting, and it's just so easy to put your glasses up there. You still got your ear pro on, and I go up there, and he's like, hey, man, oh, man, sorry, you know, here
Bad
I
example.
am teaching.
Yep.
And I forget.
We all do it.
Yeah.
Tell me about Bienville.
Oh.
You guys are teaming up to...
Heaven on earth.
Yeah.
It really is. Like 15,000 acres of a bed and breakfast shooting facility. And the sky's the limit, really.
Yep.
I mean, it's gorgeous. And the cost of the class, including all of your food, room and board, I mean...
And that's food from a cordon bleu.
Yeah, and a kick butt atmosphere with like-minded people.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a weekend getaway that's just...
And they can find information about this on both your all websites?
You should be,
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, we'll be posting videos and stuff like that.
I'm working on it.
For the class that we're coming up, so.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I think if you're anywhere in hand grenade range of you two, you should be training with you. And I think Bienville it sounds just like, I can't wait to go.
Yeah.
Put it that
We'll
way.
be happy to have you.
Yeah.
Yep, it's awesome.
One more thing, though. When's your next one with weapons class? It's in
December 5th.
December 5th.
Saturday, December 5th at
And how do
Take
we
Gun
get a
Range.
hold of you to sign up for that? Or how do ladies get a hold of you to sign up for that?
You can email me at mike@trainvta.com.
Very cool.
All
Very
right.
cool. Yeah. So try to be the next BAB winner. You know? God bless, long live the Republic, and keep your powder dry.